What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the last Pitching Ninjas, filthiest pitches of the day of the season. And what a season it was. Make sure to subscribe, by the way, before we go into any of this stuff, because we're going to have great stuff for you in the off season. Lots of great interviews and content, so we ain't going anywhere.
Ain't going nowhere!
Well, let's jump right into the game. Like number one, Shohei Ohtani comes out. Shohei Ohtani, I think, is one of the biggest clutch players in baseball. He just didn't have it yesterday. You can tell from the beginning. His command was shaky. He did have 3 Ks in 2 1/3 innings. He was pitching on short rest. It showed like his velo was there, but definitely shaky. His opponent, Mad Max, I mean, if you would say he was locked in, that would be an understatement. Dude looks like a psychopathic killer waiting to take the field. Look at him here before the game, practicing his dry holds like he usually does, but that look on his face, I sent it to my daughter and I said he looked like a killer, and she said he's most definitely killed somebody before. Max pitched great. He had 3 Ks in 4 1/3 innings, giving up 1 run. You know, honestly, this kind of reminded me of our setup before the last Game 7 we had, which again was Max Scherzer against Zach Greinke, which had this legendary juxtaposition.
Well, I mean, it's Game 7. Let's go.
Next.
Yeah, gonna be a big game.
Justin Robleski came in this game, had 2 Ks in 1 1/3 innings, but the big news for him was he almost got into a fight. Yes, Jimenez tries to get hit with the pitch before this. Look at this. This is absolutely a guy trying to do anything he can to get on base, and also kind of a big move.
I feel absolutely awful for Blue Jays fans today. I mean, this is one of the worst losses of all time. And what an unbelievable season. But I do take a little solace knowing that Jimenez lost. And whoever else from the Blue Jays ran out pretending that they were going to fight after this. This move is utter trash.
I hated it too. And then he gets hit with the next pitch. Robleski says something to him. The bench is clear. The bullpen's clear. Everybody clears. Nothing really happens except people are warned. They asked Robleski about this after the game. Here's what he had to say.
He got mad that I hit him. I wasn't trying to hit him, and
It looked like he was trying to get hit.
yeah, he was trying to get hit, and then he got hit, and then proceeded to tell me, whatever he told me, and I'm not gonna, take disrespect like that. I'm gonna ask you what your problem is, and he said something and started walking to first base, and I'm not gonna take that. So whatever, it is what it is. That's part of the game. It's crazy that it happened. I don't think that's ever happened to me in my career. I've never had someone do that to me, so whatever.
And Tyler Glass now, Emmett Sheehan, Blake Snell coming in the game on short rest. And then the king, the GOAT, whatever you want to call him. I'm going to call him Sir. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto, with a game for the ages, a series for the ages, 2 2/3 innings, giving up 1 hit and 1 walk with 1 K, 34 pitches, all of them pressure pitches, after pitching the day before and throwing 96 pitches, picking up 3 wins in the World Series, a win in Game 6 and Game 7. Will, do you know who the last pitcher to do that was?
I thought it was Madison Bumgarner, but I'm going to guess Randy Johnson.
You are, because I said that before. Randy Johnson. And here's Randy Johnson, all 6'10" of them matched up against all 5'10" Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yes, these heights are to scale. And they also have another link, because Yoshinobu Yamamoto learned his sinker from watching Randy Johnson on Japanese TV. How about that connection?
Ninja, I'm just a layman. Can you tell me how rest works with pitchers' arms? Because we always hear guys are on short rest and they'll only have 4 days or 3 days off. He's on 0 days rest, and he pitched nearly 100 pitches the day before. Like, is it easier to pitch on 0 days rest than 1 day rest? Or what the hell is this?
It is nearly impossible to pitch on no days rest. People barely can move after throwing a game, especially that many pitches, throwing that hard. The body is not meant to throw like that the next day and come in and throw similar velocities. I was talking to my son who pitched in college, and he was like, I didn't know this was physically possible to do, because everybody feels like absolute crap Dude, he was going to come into the game in that 18-inning game. This is a man who puts his career on the line for his team. A complete throwback. You know, they had John Smoltz talk about it after the game, and his mind was boggled too. And you're talking about John Smoltz, who is one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time, and probably the biggest old man screaming at a cloud of all time. Unbelievable respect for Yamamoto. You can hear right here.
Unbelievable. That's just the only word I can say. Unbelievable. People who have pitched, they will appreciate that more than anybody else.
いやもうどうやって投げたのか分かんないですけどね、正直。まあ本当にもう彼がね一番世界でナンバーワンのピッチャーだと僕は思ってますし、チームのみんなも思ってるし、そこにまあ異論はないんじゃないかなと思ってます。
I have no idea how he pulled it off, and I really believe this, but he is the #1 pitcher in the whole world.
That was incredible. You know, I talked to him yesterday. I was like, hey, if you can give us 1, we're going to win. He gave us 3. That was special. He'll have a few months off. I know he's going to need it, but yeah, I'm just happy for him. That was awesome.
It's just unbelievable. There's not enough words that can be said. I love him locked in the dugout still, doing his dry throws. My man is a absolute legend. As Dave Roberts called him after the game, he's a goat. He's Yamagoto. And we're going to give him, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to stand up because you won't be able to see me, but it's basically a standing ovation. In this postseason, Yamamoto was 5-1 with a 1.45 ERA, a .78 whip, and a 5.5 strikeout to walk ratio. And he seemed even freaking better than that. This game also had this crazy highlight with his catch by Pages that I was like, I wasn't sure that ball should be caught. Like watching them go back, he did not care about his own body. He didn't care about Kike Hernandez's body. He ran over him like a freight train. That was insane.
I didn't know why they brought him in. I was like, Snell's pitching decent, and Yamamoto threw 100 pitches the night before. Like, he might come in and be throwing 65 miles an hour. And sure enough, Roberts made the right call again.
Dave Roberts deserves as much props as you can possibly give him. All of his little push buttons he did during the game worked. If they would have lost, they probably would have blamed it on Dave Roberts for some reason. But, dude, he managed his butt off going with feel. I know people said, oh, he goes by the little spreadsheets. And, like, putting Yamamoto in, Yamamoto said he can go. He put him in, rode him exactly the way he should have rode him, made controversial decisions, and they paid off. Like, kudos to Dave Roberts.
Yeah.
End of the season applause.
Ninja, we're just gonna chronologically go through the corner today because
Such a good game, dude.
every homer hit was just huge. I want to highlight them all. We're kicking off with Bo Bichette. Bo, my God, brutalizing this baseball, 442, and chasing Shohei from the game. And there was a long stretch where this seemed like this Bichette bomb was going to be the difference maker in the game. But 5 innings later, in the 8th, we got a classic Max Muncy meat missile. He might look like a plumber, but he is the Los Angeles Dodgers' all-time postseason home run leader. And it's hard to say this is the biggest homer of his life, considering he hit a walk-off home run in the longest World Series game in history back in 2018. But they won this series and lost that one, so a case could be made that this is the biggest homer of his life. But then we go on to what the co-dongs of the day. And frankly, I'm actually kind of leaning towards giving this one the dong of the day on its own, because Miguel Rojas, a.k.a. Mike Red, not even batting his weight, comes up with an out in the 9th, down a run, and spanks one of the biggest homers in playoff history. Just the second game-tying or go-ahead homer in the 9th in a winner-take-all World Series game. He then followed it up later on in the inning, had this game-saving play where he completely stumbled and somehow kept his composure and got the out. The game would have ended here if he did not get this out. And, I mean, you can't be in a more dire situation. Just ask Orion Kerkering. Also, what is IKF doing base running here? Rojas somehow got this out because IKF was standing on third when the ball was hit. This is the worst base running of all time. It lost to the World Series. But the final nail in the massive Canadian coffin comes with 2 outs in the 11th. And Will Smith got a hanging slider and slapped it like it was Chris Rock for the game-winning homer in extras in Game 7.
Can we give Will Smith some appreciation? Not only calling brilliant games, catching as many innings as he did, and coming through like this, like freaking legend, Will Smith.
I feel terrible for Blue Jays fans, but the good thing is this squad will be around for a while. They're good. They got all this playoff experience now, and they spend a lot of money too. I don't think they're going anywhere. But the Rojas Heroics and Smith Smash, these are dogs of the day.
And now my pitching ninja moment of Zen. It's Clayton Kershaw walking off the field for the last time and hugging his family.
Great season, Ninja.